In this video, traders, we're going to look at what happened at Kodak, a timeline. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so Kodak, you probably, if you're a US stock trader, have seen the chart already, but if you haven't, or maybe you haven't know what's going on, let's have a look at a little bit of a brief timeline about what's happened with it, what's happened with the stock, what's it all about, and why it's such a crazy story. Okay, so Kodak, you're familiar with Kodak, guys, old camera company, 130 years old, doing cameras. Now they kind of do more software for commercial printing. Really struggling company, as you would expect. The trends have changed. Who's buying cameras anymore? Hardly anyone. We've got decent cameras on our phones, tablets, etc. It just makes common sense. They've kind of pivoted, I say, into commercial software for more printing companies and stuff like that. So they still have some revenue, but this super struggling business. And in 2012, they had bankruptcy protection. They sold a lot of their patents off to Apple, Microsoft, and other tech firms. Fine. That's the kind of demise of the standard business model that they've had. It happens. Plenty of other businesses have struggled with this. However, they have tried to innovate and have tried to make probably pretty aggressive pivots into other things. So what else have they done? So in 2018, I think it was, they started to do like mobile phones, cell phones and tablets. Didn't really go very well. I don't know anyone who runs around with a Kodak pad. Then we have Kodak Coin in 2018. Maybe it was a little bit before that, actually, cell phones and tablets. 2018 was Kodak Coin. This was supposedly to help photographers get paid better for their work. Didn't really get any traction. Who knows? Someone might be able to correct me and say Kodak Coin is huge in the photography sector, but I doubt it. It was a whole blockchain thing, the whole cryptocurrency thing. Kodak said, this is great, and the stock rallied off that and then declined off that. They seem to, as you'll see in a moment, guys, have a track record of jumping on things that are current trends, saying they're getting involved in it, getting a bit of a bid from it, not actually getting involved or getting any traction with it, and dropping right off. The kind of the real peak of that is what's happened recently. They got involved with hand sanitizer. As the COVID thing hit, they basically said, hey, we can help out New York and we can make some hand sanitizer. And then they decided to go one further. And this is where it starts to get very interesting. So that's a little bit of what's happened. You can see they've been all over the place with their pivoting, struggling company, trying desperately to find something that can give them some traction. A cynical person could say, did they have any intention of doing these? Who knows? That's for you to decide. Now they decided that they're going to manufacture ingredients for pharmaceutical drugs to help with the fight for coronavirus. Now this is a huge pivot from photography to software for photography to now manufacturing pharmaceuticals, ingredients for drugs that are going to help the fight with coronavirus. And they announced that they would be receiving a loan from the US government for $765 million. This is not an insignificant sum of money. Now assume the idea was the loan to create the manufacturing plant, get all the necessary equipment in, the right people to be able to manufacture these drugs. Now, considering, guys, this is probably a super competitive environment anyway, I would guess. I'm not a pharmaceutical sector expert, but I guess it's probably quite challenging to make money at this. There's a lot of competition, got a lot of competition from abroad who are able to manufacture these drug ingredients at a low price. And this is a really unusual thing for a camera company. What is a camera company? To suddenly start pivoting massively into drug manufacture. Anyway, it is what it is. The stock then rallied aggressively from $2, around $2, to $60 a share. And then actually it came all the way back down again. We'll talk about that in a moment. But this is a huge rally. And actually I'll stick a screenshot up now of the chart here, and you can see exactly what happened, how it rallied so aggressively, consistently, and a lot of Robinhood users. We can use some Robin Track, which is actually going to be kind of discarded pretty soon, but that gives you an idea of the retail traders that were involved in this. They really got involved in this, pushed the market right up, and then it started to drift back. And then all of a sudden, something happened. So what's the timeline in terms of why does this not sit very well with people? And why now is the stock right back down at $10? Well, I say right back down, it's still pretty up from $2, back at $10 as I'm filming this. Why has that happened? So there's a bit of grubbiness and a little bit of shadiness around it. And this is all allegedly, and this is all hearsay, this is all just stuff that I've taken from the internet, guys. I don't know the answers. hopefully at some point the answers to the truth will come out to what's actually happened. So directors got a lot of stock options before this announcement, which is a bit of a red flag, right? You think, why are they involved in this? Why are they suddenly getting stock options after years sitting at almost bankrupt company? They're getting issued stock options just before this deal is announced. There are questions to be asked about that. Then there's lots of rumors coming out on social media about this deal. And again, when something's like this and it's a lot of leaks involved, you just think, you know, is this legitimate? Is this really, you know, when you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together, you see there's huge rise in the stock price, and you see directors getting stock options, and you start to see rumors coming out beforehand. You just start to wonder, is this something that's going on here that needs to be further investigated? And actually, that is what's happening, guys. Now, SEC and Congress involved for different parts of it. Congress looking into the reason for the loan, obviously coming from the US government, and then SEC are looking at insider trading potentials. They're kind of looking at it and they've literally gone, hang on a second, this stock's gone from 2 to 60, we've had stock options, we've had this, we've had that, the other, this is going to be investigated. And obviously being so high profile as well, they're going to put some resources into that. So that's what's happening now. Then recently, just before I started filming this, guys, a couple of days ago, or yesterday was it was announced that the loan was now going to be on hold, which caused the price to come back down to $10. You can see on that chart from before. And they're going to investigate all the insider trading accusations and all the stuff inside it to see if it's still valid. And you know, this is such a crazy story, but it's not unusual. You know, we have these kind of things not regularly, but in smaller cap stocks that aren't so high on the radar. This is kind of a common thing, guys. You know, it's a common, no, I'm not saying this is, we're going to find out one way or the other, but not saying that there's anything yet. We don't know the facts of this deal. We don't know if it's improper or anything, but this type of thing isn't unusual in the small cap world or in the pink sheets world if you're in the US. You know, some kind of rumor comes out, people are loading up with stock, rumor comes out, a lot of retail come in and push the stock up, the stock gets offloaded at highs, and then it comes back down. It's called a pump and dump. Now, is Kodak a pump and dump? We will find out. You know, we will find out when the investigation is all done. Hopefully they'll reveal one way or the other, and it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, that's the chart, guys. That's what's happened at Kodak. Camera company pivoting, Kodak Coin. Now they're pivoting into a drug company. Loans on hold. Who knows what's going to happen with the stock? Super interesting to watch anyway. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.